Hi. So today is actually the next week from like the part two of my freelancing journey, and today I actually have some good news. Yesterday I was during like cold outreach. I was talking to some of like my school's alumni that do like videos and stuff like that. So I emailed her and I just asked her like, oh, if she would be interested or not, and we schedule a call so I can like further share my ideas and everything. So yeah, that's some progress, and like that's like the first time I guess something like that happened. I also had like other creators said that he wanted to schedule a call, but it didn't fall through. I didn't get a response or anything after like I sent my availability. So yeah, let's hope it goes well. If not, at least some progress, and it feels like it helps me feel like all the actions I've been putting, like all the outreach I've been putting, is like it's not for nothing. So it helps create some momentum, I guess. Okay, so I just ended the call, and I'm not gonna lie, this is so hard. Like I'm a software engineer, and I'm not in sales, and like English is also not my first language, by the way. So it's so hard to like try to like sound natural, I guess, and sell something for me. And I don't know. That's like a skill that I gotta pick up if I do want to make like this freelancing thing work. Of course, pretty much the call was like a good intro call and everything. It's just, it was like the potential client, of course, was on a difficult position, like financially, to like, of course, hire someone to build a website. Hence, they don't want to like hire like build it right now, but they have in mind that they want to build it eventually, so they will keep me in track, and I guess I'll put it on my calendar to eventually follow up. But yeah, Convo was pretty good and etc. So that's one step closer, I guess, to landing my first client. And on top of that, actually another creative that I reached out to last week, he actually responded, and we are also gonna schedule a call for tomorrow. And I hope that goes well too. It goes better than today, because today was kind of my first call. So there's some learning outcomes from today that can apply to tomorrow. And that will be kind of nice, which is just like how to pivot conversation, a normal conversation, into like a more sales talk. So yeah, hopefully everything goes well. But I don't know. I'm glad I'm landing clients, landing calls at least now. So the strategy is pretty much I just reach out and I do say something more personalized. Like I look into their business or website, whatever they have, and I do say like, oh, this I had a few ideas on how you can change this in specific. So it's like, oh, how you can structure your images on your website, etc. And I'm also mostly reaching out to emails. So that ended up bumping the response rate a bit more, and it's a bit better. If not, like I don't think I would have been able to schedule this call. But I did reach out to like 100 business already. So just put in perspective, it's definitely not as easy as anyone says it is online. All right. So last week we had two meetings. We had actually one like with two videographers for like potential client leads, but they were both I hit them up both on the wrong time. Pretty much, they are pretty much saying that they pretty much said that right now is just not the time. Like money is short, or like they just moved, so they don't want to like they're not in a position to like splurge on a portfolio or like pay for a portfolio right now. And yeah, that's the updates from yesterday, from last week. But I think it's good though, because they said they will let me know in the future, and so I will follow up with them. I put it on my calendar to follow up with them later on. And will also suggest me in case like any of their friends or anyone they know in the industry is also looking to build a website. So yeah, that brings us to today now, which is actually kind of funny. I am out again to talk to business in person and hand out my business card, and I went to a barber shop. I went to two like barbershops, and one of them actually made fun of my haircut. And as you can see, it's a bit chopped because I cut it myself yesterday, and my girlfriend helped me cut it, and like I touched up myself. So yeah, from a barber, I don't know. I see why they would say it's chopped, like they do that for a living, but it did hurt my ego a bit. And the other barbershop is actually pretty interested, and they hit me up on Instagram. So I'm happy to have like other client leads. So on Monday, I had one of my walks, right? And in that morning, I was just so frustrated because I couldn't find clients online, and I was just like, I don't know, I was just so frustrated. Like I told my girlfriend, like, oh, it's so hard. Like I can't find any clients. She was like, okay, go out then. Go on a walk, try to find some business. And I did talk to a few of the business, and one of them actually were very happy to build a website to like learn more about it because they opened last year and they were like, it's like one of those things like you want to do it but you never know when to do it, you postpone it. And then I just like, he was just like, oh, you magically just walk in the shop and just offer it. And I was like, okay, this is like the perfect opportunity, we gotta like do it. So we scheduled a call and I talked to him a bit on Wednesday and he seems pretty promising. We bounced like a few ideas back and now I'm currently working on sort of like a mock-up. But because I'm more comfortable with the building part, I'm just doing it on Next already because I'm just like coding it already because it's relatively simple. So like I'm not like sacrificing that much time because it should be very quick and I can send him like a few screenshots and just change things here and there. Like help him with like copywriting, like for like the about sections and everything. And yeah, hopefully he goes well. It seems very promising. He's very happy about it and he seems like it's this deal, like this client seems like it's gonna close and it's gonna be my very first client for freelancing, which is like a huge step for me. All right, guys, I can't believe it, but we finally did it. We finally fucking did it. I just got out of the client's business. Like I went to his shop and everything, and I just got off it, and we closed the deal, and I got paid. Finally, yeah, that was my first client, and hopefully from many others. But I feel like I grinded so much for that. I went to so many shops to like talk to them for outreach, and I also like texted so many people, and nothing went through so far. But that's like the push that I needed to like continue the momentum and everything. So I'm very happy. But yeah, I'm actually also talking to a tattoo shop to do like a trade for the a tattoo for a website. So I'm also building that. So technically it's two clients, but I don't get paid for that one. It's just for the funds. And I don't know. I'll build up a portfolio, build experience and everything. So it's very cool. I'm very happy to finally have my first client. All right. So yesterday I went to a small business expo here in Philadelphia to try to hand out more of my cards and like try to meet more clients and everything and like create a few connections that I could possibly like, build a website for them for. But I don't know. I think I went in the expectation of being like a lot of like mom and pop shops, and like some bakeries, like photographers and like actual small business. But I think when I went there, it felt like it was like a bunch of startups that would provide software as a service, like SaaS services to small business. So it's like a lot of like dashboarding and like AI integration companies, and there's like some marketing and there etc. So I don't know. I didn't really make most out of it. I commuted like a whole hour 30 there, but there was a mall nearby, so I just like stopped by the mall on the way back and hang out there with my girlfriend for a bit. But yeah, spent 3 hours getting there and coming back. Spent only 2 hours at the expo, so it was very tiring, but it is what it is. Yeah, I did get a few contacts and I did like email them, so let's hope it leads somewhere. But besides that, I'm very happy though because this week we also landed our first client, and well, I've been working with the client for pretty much the entire of this video, which has been like around like 2 weeks. But we finally got paid, finished that project, so that's a huge milestone, our very first client, and it, as I said, it is like what I needed to like build up the momentum and keep going, right? But I don't know. I think that kind of shows like sometimes when working on something that like you have so much more control of the outcome compared to like the freaking job market, for example. Sometimes you just gotta like think of different ways to put yourself out there. So like reaching out in person. For me, like example, like going to the expo, and also outreaching through like Instagram, email, or anything. Just thinking of different ways and putting in the work. I think it leads to results. I feel like I can control the results a lot more than just applying to jobs. But yeah, that felt very good, and I'm just very happy to accomplish such a huge milestone. But yeah, I think once now that I land my first client, I'll probably keep this series like alive here and there. But I don't want to be the main focus of my channel because this is mostly for documenting. And I hope this kind of motivates you guys to like start something if you're thinking about freelancing or creating your own business. But just know that it's never as easy as anyone shows, and there will be it will be hard. You're gonna need to like work very hard for a very long time before you start seeing like your first results. But yeah, I hope that inspire you in some way.